As the new foundation for American greatness rolled off the presses, the pages revealed a plan to balance the federal ledger in 10 years, mostly on spending cuts, tax reform, and aggressive economic growth assumptions. The president's budget was delivered as mostly blue-bound spreadsheets detailing administration spending wishes, when in reality, Congress holds America's checkbook.
Because the first time, in my memory at least, this is a budget that was written from the perspective of the people who actually pay for the government. And we went line by line through what this government does and asked ourselves, can we justify this to the folks who are actually paying for it?
As the White House forecasts a tripling of current economic growth, millions of Americans are predicted to see a loss of health insurance and food assistance. Economic experts call the administration's assumption of 3% growth unlikely, citing the economy's 1% growth trend as more realistic. The last time the United States GDP grew at that pace was the last 5 years of the Clinton administration. Defense, Social Security, and Medicare remain unscathed in what is being called by some a draconian spending plan. The Department of Education's budget was nearly slashed in half. The State Department and the EPA were cut by 1/3. Agriculture didn't fare much better. USDA's budget faces a $48 billion cut over the next decade, mostly in reduced subsidies for crop insurance. If Congress agrees, individual farmers would be limited to $40,000 of insurance subsidies in a single year. Producers with an adjusted gross income of $500,000 or more would receive no insurance subsidies at all. Individuals receiving Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program money, or SNAP, ballooned 42% during Obama's first 4 years in office, then declined 7% in his last 4. Further reductions under the plan would shrink federal payouts by gradually transferring 25% of SNAP costs to individual state budgets over 10 years.
SNAP works, and it works for those who need it the most. It has been incredibly successful in alleviating hunger, lifting people out of poverty, and supporting our economy.
The Trump budget also eliminates Food for Peace, which donated food from American farmers to areas in crisis around the world. USDA's acting Deputy Secretary and budget wonk Michael Young emphasized the cuts represent President Trump's vision for the country.
I think it's, again, consistent with the overall administration policy of America First.
USDA's role in making America great again has lacked broad support. Zippy Duvall, president of the American Farm Bureau, wrote, "The administration's 2018 spending blueprint fails to recognize agriculture's current financial challenges or its historical contribution to deficit reduction." And the National Corn Growers Association objected to the changes in the crop insurance subsidy. These proposed budget cuts would hurt farmers' ability to manage risk, grow their revenues, and farm more sustainably.
I'm confident in the future of rural America and seek opportunities for us to continue to strengthen that outlook and create opportunities for rural America.
For Market to Market, I'm Paul Yeager.